Hi, my name is Jewel Peterson. I've been a wife, a mother, a divorcee, a mistress, and I've done all these roles that women do. I just want to tell you that women need to grow up and men need to calm down. The Western mind is regendering. Whether we like it or not, the 20th century was definitive in shifting the roles of men and women in society. The archetypes are changing, as usual. We just need to keep up. Ladies and gentlemen, make friends with your plumbing. In this modern age, it is absolutely forbidden to hate people of color. But hating the feminine gender is still acceptable. Talk about a time for change. Women are more likely to be murdered by a spouse than a stranger. Women still chastise each other and themselves more stringently than they realize. Women are 55% of the population and 70% of the world's impoverished. Women take it for granted that the world is a violent place, even though cultural models from the distant past prove otherwise. And what's this makeup thing all about? I've jumped around the metaphysical and philosophical worlds and come up with a vision of the old and new paradigms of gender. Dion Fortune said, "No student will ever make any progress in spiritual development who flits from system to system." Of course, I disagree with this statement, although I understand the basis of the principle, because many teachers insist my way or the highway. It is true that focus and attention on any one system will bring greater understanding of that particular system. But in my case, it led to more questions. As I discovered new philosophies, I saw more of what they had in common than how they differed. In all cases, I wanted the feminine, and she was nowhere to be found in organized religion. She was either a witch or a virgin. Throughout history, religious movements have vilified the feminine as the weak flesh. We have lost our understanding of the Holy Mother Earth, and with it, the sovereignty of the feminine. We have learned that men have dominion over the earth and over women. It is my intention to trace many archetypal systems using the balanced frame of the 10 spheres of the Kabbalah as a template. It may seem complicated, but in the long run, we all begin to see that the spirit and the body are the erotic coupling that creates worlds, not man and woman. Man and woman are two sides of the same coin, and the only way we can succeed in our quest for consciousness is through equality. Astrology taught me that Capricorn is a feminine sign ruled by the planet Saturn, a man. I never could get completely aligned with that idea, but it wasn't until I was introduced to the Hebrew Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, that I began to see correlations and connections between feminine and masculine and the balance that holds the space between the two. Father Time, Saturn Chronos, is more accurately Mother Time, the crone, ruling the mountains, rocks, and structures. The problem with the Christian Trinity is that the three creative entities are all masculine gendered. In certain societies, devout Catholics will go straight to Mother Mary for consolation, but she is not officially in the big three. In Kabbalah, there are three distinct entities, masculine, feminine, and balance, which I call creation. From this perspective, we can only experience Father mystical light and Mother mystical dark through the vehicle called life. We have to have the Trinity. Once the feminine archetypes are restored to their proper places on the left, maternal side, then we will understand who we really are. Words have power. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost represents spirit, which implies male gender. All one would have to say to bring it back into balance is the Father, the Mother, and their offspring, creation. Life is not begotten without two genders, but somehow the God-only cultures have kept their power for 3,000 or 4,000 years, just with God, no goddess. Now that's a mystery to me. Why do women put up with this treatment? Dominator culture had to write the feminine out of the spiritual equation in order to justify its violent brutality. But it makes no sense to have males be getting together, especially in the homophobic West. How can people think this way? It doesn't make any sense. None of this made any sense to me until I encountered the Tree of Life. It made me rethink all my astrology training. It made me look at other disciplines. It made me write down this essay. In Kabbalah, the world was created by sex energy. God split itself into parts, and the universe was born. It was begotten and birthed through a great mother. The sex energy of creation is the kundalini that the Eastern religions speak of. The original thing that was split apart is reunited, purified by Tiferet, the heart, an unconditional love, at the center of all things. The heart is in the middle, neither feminine nor masculine, but androgynous. Even the ever-popular Tao didn't get me where I wanted to go, mainly because it consists of yin and yang, two concepts. And what I know now is that I wanted to find the Trinity. I found it in the Kabbalah, where the two opposites produce a third entity. Interestingly, the Kabbalah was written down by men around 1100 CE. Before it was written, a few select men passed it down in secret. Thank you, men. I believe this tradition comes from the deep roots of time, before the dominator cultures took society and twisted truth into an inscrutable knot. The old Hebrews believed in an angry God, so Kabbalah did not come from them. I think it came in spite of the old traditional Old Testament. I think it came from a deep knowledge about creation and reverence for life and for the feminine. Memories of the old stories came through the consciousness of the people. They remembered times when their lives were not restricted and fearful. They remembered when the love of life motivated their society. Each philosophical and religious system is attempting to find God. The truth is always the same, only the language changes. Archetypes are the truth of experience. Every human experiences similar emotions. We all know fear and jealousy and anger, and we all know how it feels to work and to play. Wake up, humans. Cruelty and war is not necessary, normal, or acceptable. Losing the goddess means losing compassion. We need understanding beyond language, beyond personality, and beyond cultural bias. Only then will we be at one, atoned with life. These archetypal stories help us to resolve our lives and connect to a higher purpose. In the long run, children of color now can have role models, and soon women will have role models. We have a woman running for president now. Children will identify with the attributes of the goddess. Females have not been so lucky, but because our model of maturity was the crone and ugly old dried up witch, we didn't have the glorious mother goddess. She was the goddess was someone's mother or annoying mother-in-law. But the feminine is still behind in the race to acceptance. As long as world religions call male God and Eve wicked, this imbalance will continue to injure society. Thank you very much. The only goddess left is Venus, and we're going to bring back the crone. My name is Jewel Peterson, and this has been my commentary.